for me though, like I just default to, whatever the default is, right? Whatever they're assigned at birth, I'm cool with that until she says otherwise. But my plan is, like Mateo said about his friend, is I'm never gonna tell my daughter, like, I never plan on it, to be clear, right? In my head, I haven't seen anything that I'm gonna tell her, nah, you can't do that. That's for boys.
All right, so my hot takes before Doughboy rails me out on conversation again.
That was me.
First one.
Just a piece of shit.
I think Batman's the worst fucking superhero character of all time.
I would agree, because Batman's not a superhero.
Exactly. People say he
hero.
is. I think he's a terrible character, fictional character that has no superpowers, just money. Waste of just a waste. Superman's a real character.
He's just a rich white man.
That's exactly what he is. That's it. Who can just do what the fuck he wants because he has money.
Who's the better hero? Who's the better hero?
Superman.
Batman or Iron Man?
Iron Man all day.
I'll take because they both don't got powers. So this is rough.
They're both
Iron
just
Man's
rich
so
white
much
men with
cooler.
gadgets.
I would like Iron Man
so
because
much
he's
cooler.
just I would like Iron Man. He's more up to date. I like him.
And then Robert Downey Jr. played him so well. I was like, that guy's always gonna be Iron Man to me.
I think it depends on the situation. As a good friend of the pod, Breezy loves it's situational. I think Batman, toe for toe. I think one, he could beat Iron Man. Secondly, I think he could beat most superheroes. But I think if you're dealing with like intergalactic threats, I think you want Iron Man on your side. I feel like he's better equipped to deal with that type of shit. But I think like Batman's power is like he could figure out people's weak points. He could figure out what it is that makes this person work and how to undo that person. Like you like we've all seen the fucking that Justice League cartoon where he basically has contingencies upon contingencies on how to deal with every single one of his coworkers. He's like, any of my coworkers go rogue, we're killing that son of a bitch, and I know how to do it. Like I already got the plan. It's there, ready. I just need to push the button to put it in motion. Like I think that's cool.
He's krs-one. I have a little.
Yeah, he is the fucking krs-one of the superhero world. He has a rhyme that could destroy everybody's career. That's Batman's power. Okay.
Wait. Do y'all not have a document on your computer just saying how you would just destroy all of your coworkers?
I might have to make that. Now I don't got the krs-one abilities, dude. Dude's been out of hip hop since the 80s. He says every year, I don't know if he still does. This is like 2004, 2005. In an interview, he said every year he takes the top 10 billboards of hip hop, and for every single person on there, he writes a rhyme that'll destroy their career. He does this shit every fucking year. And it's just like, dude, this guy's a monster. Like I want to see these fucking rhymes. Like,
I actually would want to hear these rhymes. See if they're fire.
I don't think you got them.
The normal person version of that, every list would be the that scene in Harold and Kumar Go to White Castle. It's like, oh, my only weakness, bullets.
And then for my serious one, this whole sex thing when your child is born, like not giving it a gender, I think it's bullshit. If it's born with a penis, I'm going to call it a boy. Born with a vagina, I'm going to call it a girl. Simple and plain.
Even if later on in life they're like, hey, I don't feel this way.
No, listen to what I said. I said when they're born, what I'm going to call them, what the doctor's going to call them. Penis boy, vagina girl. That's it. Later on in life, if they want to do what they want to do, more power to you. I don't. You know what I mean? My thing is people have an issue with, you putting a gender on your child. He's got a penis. Later on in life, if he wants to do something else or she wants to identify something else, cool. But when you're born, you're a boy. The penis. You're a girl. You got a vagina. It's simple.
Why do you feel that way though? Like, what's the reasoning?
Because it's just stupid. Like you guys, I think people are just going too they're going too hard on it. It's a child,
It's
bro.
not,
like,
well, that's not a reason because it's
that's my
stupid.
reasoning.
Like,
It's stupid
because it's stupid.
Yeah,
That's
because
not.
you
Why
wanna-
is it stupid?
because people want to put put more into like there's no reason for that. Saying, oh, you can't give him or her or the child sex based off just penis or vagina. Yeah, I can, because that's that's how it's always been, and B, they can change their mind later on in life when they're old enough.
It's not
to
an
do
argument for anything. So don't ever make that argument. That's a horrible argument.
No, it's not. It's simple.
Because that's how it's always been. That's a good argument.
I'm not
Right. That's what I'm saying. That's a stupid argument. Like slavery was around for 400 years. Ain't nobody gonna sit there and be like, we should just keep it because this is how it's always been.
I'm saying like.
I mean, granted, there were a lot of people saying that back in the day.
And it's a terrible argument. That's what I'm saying.
I thought my dad was agreeing with it. I'm like, oh damn, this is
I'm saying that
if,
people did say that. Like,
I have a question for Tony. Tony, what if later on in life is when they're 5 or 6 years old?
That they come up to me and then tell me they want to be a girl?
Yep.
I'll tell them, okay, wait a little bit longer when you get old enough, and we'll go from there. Like,
what are the specifics of that? Like, because I don't think any 5-year-old's coming up and saying I want to get a gender reassignment surgery, because that shit is incredibly dangerous at that young age to do a gender reassignment surgery.
Yeah.
But you wouldn't start using the different pronouns. You wouldn't treat them differently. Who is that basketball player that he gets a lot of flack?
Talking about Wade, Dwayne Wade.
Yeah.
Because I like the way that he's approached it. Like,
yep. So do I.
No, my biggest thing is when they're old enough and they want to like decide things. Okay, I get that. I'm saying
when is old enough? When is old enough?
I feel like if I say an age, I might be wrong with it. My whole stink is newborn. Like if someone were to come up to me and he's 3-4 months old, and I saw he's my boy, and they'd be like, "Oh, you classify him as a boy? Yeah, he has a penis." Like, what's the issue with that?
I'm so curious. Are there actually that many people pushing for just not doing genders on babies? I feel like it's a very vocal minority. I don't think that.
I've heard it. Pucho was one of those niggas. Matter of fact, Pucho was one of those niggas talk about, oh, you're just gonna. I swear it was you. You was like, oh, you're gonna just say he's a boy. Like, what's the difference? Like, why would you?
I find myself honestly like agreeing with Tony. Like, biological sex is important. Like, it's important for treatment plans and for health in general.
Medical.
I had an ex that I liked the way that she approached this. Her son. She just let him pick out whatever he wanted. Like if he wanted like sparkle shoes that were in the girls section, go for it. Like she didn't make him stick to any, like she didn't only shop in the boys section. He didn't only choose toys out of the boys section of toys. She just gave him the option to choose, to discover who he wanted to be. And I always liked that approach. I thought it was a good way to be. She didn't force him into, she didn't tell him he needed to rethink his gender identity. She just gave him the option to, if that's how he felt. Most of the times, he would tell me that he just felt like, I'm not going to give his actual name, but let's say his name was Tommy. He would just say that he was Tommy. He wasn't a boy. He wasn't a girl. He was Tommy. That was his approach. 4 years old. A lot of 4-year-olds will give you a similar response. Like it's a learning experience for them.
Yeah, it's and mind you, I'm not saying and when they get older. I'm saying as a newborn, if I tell somebody that boy or girl, like I don't know why it's such a big deal. I find that
I don't think it is though. Like
who
have you met? Who have you met that's like, oh, you called them?
You can
boy?
go online. You can go online. There's a lot of people. I've only met like I think 2 people that were like, oh. It's like you're saying it's a boy. It's some random Dick and Jane in the fucking store or something. Like it threw me off. I didn't know how to approach it. I was like, yeah, and I just walked away. But it's just weird that there's people out there that find an issue with someone saying that their child is a boy or a girl just based off of the sexual part of the dick or the vagina.
I agree. Then I agree with Tony. I think that you default until they say otherwise, and then you go with the new whatever they decide.
Exactly. And I'm not in the camp of not letting them find themselves, right? But also I find myself fighting within myself with your comment, Mateo, about letting the boy pick different clothing that of the opposite sex and stuff. I find it within I understand the reasoning of it, but I find it odd. I wouldn't not odd is the wrong choice word. Like more like no, I would tell him, no, here, pick. This is the boys section. Go and
Why
pick.
would he do that?
I don't know. That's what I'm saying. I find myself
Right.
thinking that, like, you know what I mean.
I
I'm not
see.
saying that's right or wrong. I'm just saying, like, I'm like, and that's probably how I was raised too. You know what I mean? That's
100%.
so it's just like, I'm not gonna tell my son, oh, daddy, look, I want to wear these thongs, women's thongs. I'm gonna be like, no.
I think I would personally draw the line at like sexualized clothing on children in general, regardless of gender.
Yeah, so there is lines then. So we agree that there is some lines that we don't.
Yeah, I don't think you should sexualize children in general, whether they're male or female or anywhere in between. I think that sexualizing children is a wrong thing to do.
Yeah. So to clarify, earlier Tony made the bold claim that I was doing this with my kid or something.
No. You were saying, like, you was asking me a question saying, why are you just gonna gender choose or choose their gender or some shit?
Right. No, I never said that. So
okay, I was wrong then.
Sure. I think what you're confusing it with is basically my plan on parenting my daughter, right? I call her a girl. Because like Mateo said, it's just simpler in my head. I don't know what harm I'm really doing, but I don't know what harm you do by being gender neutral either. That's what I was trying to get at with my questions of like, why are you so against it? If somebody was like, no, I'm going to just be gender neutral for my kid, like what harm does that do? Right. Like that's a question that I still want an answer to. But for me though, like I just default to, whatever the default is, right? Whatever they're assigned at birth, I'm cool with that until she says otherwise. But my plan is, like Mateo said about his friend, is I'm never going to tell my daughter, like, I never plan on it, to be clear, right? In my head, I haven't seen anything that I'm going to tell her, nah, you can't do that. That's for boys. Like, that's just something I'm never going to say, I don't think.
It's different.
Like, what do you mean? What?
It's different for a girl versus a boy. Like
it's different?
I think it's
like
viewed differently. I think because
and if I had a son, I'm not gonna tell him that's for girls. You're not wearing that. But like, so if I had a kid and he wanted to wear a sparkly dress, like, am I gonna be uncomfortable with it? A little bit, yeah, because I wouldn't wear a sparkly dress, right? But at the end of the day, if my kid wants to wear a sparkly dress, I don't see what the harm is besides, like, I would be defensive about it, mainly for the fact that other people are going to see him with a sparkly dress
talk shit
and do judgments, not even talking shit, but really like treat him differently is really my main concern. But like, I don't like what you were talking about, Tony, with the gender neutral stuff, right? Is I said, like, I don't want to just buy my kid girl toys because she's a girl. Like that, maybe that's what you're thinking about.
Well,
and go ahead.
I was gonna say that conversation started from that, and then it went into the binary, all that talk crap. Like,
I don't think I ever defended like you should raise your kid gender neutral, because I don't
was wrong.
Treat them as like as having no gender or something like that. Like,
but to answer your question, for the gender neutral question that you asked me,
yeah. My question is, like, you seem to have such a strong opinion about this, and I asked you why, and your reasoning was it's stupid. So it's like, that's not really a reason. Like, it's really like, sure.
So my reasoning is there's a default, like you said, right? There's the default with the doctor and all this male, girl, or girl, boy. What's the issue with just starting it like that and then changing on later instead of just putting nothing on it?
Yeah, you're reversing the question. I'm asking, you have a strong opinion here.
That's my answer. Like, what's the problem with that?
No,
like,
your answer's a question.
Opinion.
I'm asking you, why do you have a problem with this? You're saying, why is the other way a problem? Like, you're just doing
well, I guess there's no, for me, I think it's crazy to have an argument about a child when they're born, what sex they should be or shouldn't be. That to me is crazy, because there's no benefit in doing that. There's no benefit in saying he's not either or.
Why do you think that?
Because what do you mean? Why? I don't know, but that's
it just seems like you haven't read about this at all, and you have a strong opinion about it. There's no benefit. How do you know that?
Because there's no. All right, so you're gonna go to the doctor and be like, "Oh, what's your? Is it a girl or boy?" It's neither. What do you mean it's neither? I need to know.
I don't think anybody's advocating for that. I think this is a straw man.
I swear that I went to the doctor when I did a doctor appointment a couple of weeks ago. It actually had a thing on the form for biological sex and then gender.
Really?
I believe so. I want to say that the form did have like two options there, which I thought was interesting. I don't know if that's like the perfect solution to this, because like I said, biological sex is definitely important. I think we've talked about this before. Like even if you're a person that's transitioning, even if you're a man that identifies as a woman, you're a trans woman, there's male health concerns that aren't present for female. Like you have to get your prostate examined, even if you transition. I don't think they have any surgery that removes your prostate. It doesn't change whether you're a man or a woman, but when it comes to your medical concerns, like it is definitely a thing that trans people keep in mind, from my understanding.
I think they should.
You could be a trans woman and get prostate cancer. So you should, even if you're a trans woman, when you go to the doctor, maybe those conversations still need to occur.
Yeah, like women transitioning into a man will still have to worry about breast cancer.
Mm-hmm. Potentially, I believe. I think that
I think they're
not 100% accurate, but I believe that's.
I think they get. I don't know. I got to read into that. What they do with these surgeries.
That's a blind spot of my knowledge, honestly.
Yeah,
I don't know.
I don't know what they do with these surgery. I don't know how far in depth they go into it, what they remove or not, and that's a fucking major surgery,
even though if you don't get sexual reassignment, right? I don't know what cancers you're still susceptible to. Like even if you're a man, like a trans man, like you might still get cervical cancer. So like you probably should still keep going to the OBGYN and getting your checkups and stuff, Like I don't think sorry, because this is a big tangent, because Tony made a very bold claim here. Or sorry, he didn't make any claim at all. He asked a silly question, I think. Which is, are you just gonna go to the doctor, and when the doctor says, "Oh, is this a boy or girl?" you're just gonna go, "Neither." Like, I don't think this is a realistic situation. Like, I don't think this is happening. And again, you're countering my question with the question. I just want you to answer, why do you think it's stupid? Like if you read about it and it said there's no benefits, then sure, then that'd be something to cite, right? But it just seems like you have an opinion that you formed without actually doing any reading or research about it. Because I don't have a strong opinion about this, because I don't know anything about this. Like I don't know what benefits or what.
You don't need to know any benefits if you have an opinion on something, right? You could be like, "Oh, I think whatever is fucking dumb." I'm like, okay,
yeah, but then your opinion would say, you would be like, "Yeah, this is my opinion, but I don't really know why I think that." Like how you said, "Yeah, I would be uncomfortable letting my kid do that, but I don't really have a reason why." Like that's what your opinion should be, right? That's not a strong opinion. That's I feel a way, but I don't have a strong reason to believe that. It seems like you have a strong conviction about this without any reasoning, and to me, that's strange. But
okay, I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know. I'd be like, it just feels like you're arguing for tradition is really what the main thing is. Feels like you're saying this is the way things are, so this is the way it should be. It is what the argument really feels like. But
I would say I don't think there's a lot of people calling for just straight genderless babies.
Yeah.
And I would be curious to see if there's any advantage to doing so or disadvantage. Like I didn't know that it was even a thing, so I haven't looked into that at all.
Yeah, like Tony said, I've seen it online. Like I've seen people saying this, and I don't know. Personally, I think it's mainly just some internet shit. Like I think you could go online and find crazy opinions about anything.
Birds aren't real.
Right. The Earth is flat. COVID is fake. 5G. Right. I think you could find a whole gang of nonsensical opinions that people have on the internet and then complain about it. Right. But I'm not saying that this is this necessarily. It's my feeling that this is a very fringe, nobody actually really feels this way in the real world. Like we're, you're talking about dozens of people on planet Earth. It's I don't know. I don't know if it's a real, a problem or whatever.
The internet has a lot of crazies. The internet has a lot of crazies. You'll get a lot of crazy topics, like that. But Yeah, I don't know. I guess maybe to illustrate what you were saying, that's my opinion. Right. I'm not trying to say like I have I guess factuals with it. That's just what I see it as. And yeah, that's it. Sorry.
No, you're fine. I don't know what the hell you're talking about. That's it. Like
No,
every
you were
opinion
saying
we
like
have is our
no,
opinion.
like you're saying like when I made a comment to the boys, the toys for the boys and girls, like I had a fight within myself, and
That's serious.
and
It's derailed his entire line of thoughts.
whatever. Yeah, this is the one up. And it's just an opinion, right? Like I had an opinion. Yeah, I didn't have too many facts with it. So I get what you were saying. You should have worded it like that. Like, yeah, I should have probably worded it that way instead
Yeah,
of.
like it feels
I'm
like if
getting-
you're saying it's just fucking stupid. Like it's like to me saying that means like I got reasons why I think this is dumb. You know what I'm saying? Like, so I don't know. I always feel uncomfortable when people have such strong views on something without reasoning. I'm not trying to single you out necessarily, like because everybody shared some like but I don't know. I felt like most of them were like I don't know, pretty funny or whatever. But I don't know. This seems like
The hottest of the hotter takes.
not the hottest of the hottest takes, but it just
really.
feels like you're making a strong judgment on someone without knowing whether like what if it's the best thing in the world? Like you raise someone gender neutral and they come out like fucking Einstein or something, like they're smart, like or something like that. It's like I don't know. It's like you don't like if we don't know the impacts of something, it's like it's hard to be like it's fucking stupid. It could be like that sounds fucking stupid, but
Yeah.
but I don't really know why I feel that way. Like it's just a feeling. Like then it's like you're kind of telling people, all right, I really don't know anything about this. I'm just talking purely off my feelings, and it's not in a really like informed opinion or whatever.
Tony, can I bring up the one that you brought up last night?
What did I bring up last
Oh
night?
yeah, that was a weird.
If your son was getting bullied, no, there was a
Well,
lot of different ones.
That's drunk
Yeah,
talk.
go
No,
ahead.
I wouldn't even
The
bring that
son
shit
getting
up.
bullied. What happened?
I wouldn't even. All right, go ahead. Fuck it. We'll go down. this
Oh,
hole.
sorry. I thought you were talking about the picture you sent. All right.
No, this was a conversation we had. I was drinking or whatever, and we were making jokes. And go ahead, though. I'll explain it because it's gonna come up crazy.
Yeah, he said, if I got a call, because Jesus was like, yo, what if somebody was bullying your son and they were in school? And he's like, wait, it's like, what? Huh? Are they in the same grade? And Jesus is like, nah, he's in kindergarten. The kids bullying him are in first grade. He's like, I'm pulling up to the school. I'm pulling up. And he says, I'm gonna tell little Luca, you gotta fight them. I'm like, but what if your son doesn't want to fight them? He says, you gotta be a man and you can't run away from all your problems. I'm like, you're gonna force your son to fight?
Nah, it was more in a reference to like don't let people bully you. It's like stand up for yourself. Like if you start running now, you kind of always start run. You'll continue to run. Like you know what I mean. Like solve your situation, and it doesn't have to be physical. Like solve your. And this is me being sober now. Drunk Jose or drunk Caballo was all about nigga. If you don't punch him, I'm gonna punch you. Like
yo, that's what he said. Yeah, that's what he said. That we were like.
Yeah, and obviously you got to understand the mindset of a young Caballo, right? Like,
if you can't fight your first grade bully, then you're gonna fight a grown man bully. All right? You're gonna fucking learn.
Tony, I got a related question for you.
What's up, man?
How many first graders do you think you could beat up at one time? How many first graders would it take to overpower you and win the fight against you?
There's one way I would lose. If the smart first grader punches me in the balls, that's it. I am done for. I'm gonna get. What do you mean no? One swift kick, bam. You're gonna be down. Wear a cup. It's. I'm gonna just pull up. At that point,
what? Your kid is getting bullied. You're already talking about pulling up. You better prep. What do you gotta fight the whole battalion of first graders?
I gotta fight all of them.
You could come through with the boxing cup. That shit wraps you from hip to hip. Whole nut cup, the whole thing is protected. Someone tries to punch you in the hip, no cigar. Someone tries to punch you in the cock, mini cigar. She still doesn't feel good. Right? But I don't think a first grader has the power to really hurt you with that cup on. Like,
I'm just gonna straight go in there and fucking spear all the kids. Bah, bah, Goldberg spear them and then hit them with the Pucho A1 stompers. I'm gonna just come in there. Just fucking. I'm gonna see like, look, this is how we do it.
it'll look like fucking Dynasty Warriors. Like he's just swiping.
This would be.
You remember Lou Boo?
Lou Boo, that
Yo,
motherfucker's
Lou Boo
tough.
would come through and fuck everybody's shit up.
Yeah, Lou
He's
Boo
all
don't fuck
power.
around. But yeah, the whole bully situation, I think bullying your kid into fighting their bully is probably toxic and maybe some
That's
form of
probably-
child
yeah.
abuse.
But I mean,
that-
could you
dealing
agree?
with bullies is an incredible difficult situation. I haven't even fully thought through what I would do. I think I would try, and it depends what the school would be willing to tell me, and it might make me real crazy, to be honest. But I would personally want to know who is bullying my kid and where I could contact this person's parents
Oh, you gonna
and try
fight
to
the
have a
parents?
conversation. Hell yeah, I'm gonna fuck them. I'm gonna be like, yo, look, all right. Look, if your little shit of a kid wants to bully my kid, I'm gonna fuck you up so fucking bad so that you could feel so much shame and and that kid has to look at their dad fucked up every day until they stop. But no. I wouldn't try to go there right away. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna try to be cool. I'm gonna try to be collected. I'm gonna try to have a conversation. I'm be like, yo, look, your kid is being a shit. We need to figure this out because there's a problem. And there's gonna be a problem. All right. I don't know how I'm gonna deal with
And then
this.
me
This
as
is
the other parent, I'll tell you, go fuck yourself.
yeah. Then we're gonna have a problem.
I mean, like I said,
telling
there
you right
are
now,
fighting words.
Yeah, absolutely.
You can suck
Something like
my-
that. I'm gonna be like, I'll
Right
be
in-
covert.
I won't even. Yeah.
I'll be like, word. That's what you're saying. So it's gonna go down like that. All right. Come through in the middle of the night, pop your tires. And then just break. You ain't never gonna see me. And then now you just got pop fucking tires. And I'm gonna just come through. Anytime my daughter says some shit like that, I'm gonna just come through, break a window, pop. You're gonna start installing cameras and shit. I'm gonna put like the cop shit near the driveway, so you're gonna just back out, pop. Like I'm gonna figure out ways to just ruin your life. And maybe I'll leave some notes and be like, maybe you should reconsider my proposition, you know? Like, yeah, no.
That's
It
some
would
of
be
the
a violent,
shit,
it'd be a violent
but
situation.
hilarious. I love it. I love that. That's funny. That's actually better than me than going fighting 1,000 kids.
Yeah, I don't think you should. That's fucked up. The kids, they don't know.
They
What to
get-
do. You shouldn't
You
hit
ask
them
your
kids.
you ask your daughter. So how's the bullying situation been coming? He's been late to school every day this week. You know.
Oh yeah. Oh cool.
That's funny. That's funny.
His backpack had holes in it, and everything started dropping out.
His parents couldn't give him lunch money. They said that they didn't have any. Someone took it from them.
Damn.
Kid can't eat because Pucho's popping tires. Yeah.
I'm just saying, I would find a way. Is all I'm saying. I'd figure it out.
So we're all in agreement that we would find a way to make shit correct in our own way, then, right?
Oh, you got to, man. Bullying fucking sucks, bro.
I don't know what
Kids-
I don't know what the answer to bullying is. It's a
How do you-
complicated thing. They do
Okay,
cyber.
but-
There's cyberbullying now.
Yeah,
too.
so it's like it doesn't matter where you go. It's a fucking
No, it matters
some
because
asshole
my tactic still works. I'm like, who's cyberbullying you? We're gonna figure this out.
gonna DOS.
I'm gonna pull up
DDoS
to your
them.
crib, and I want you to be around when I'm talking to your dad. I want you to know that you're the reason why this problem came to your house. Like that. That's what. And maybe they'll learn. Maybe
No,
not.
honestly, it's
I don't know what the right answer is.
those online bullies. They're online bullies. I said they don't do that shit in person. So if you pull up to their house, it might change. It might scare them right. Or if your dad
Yo.
is a piece of shit, then you're gonna watch your dad get fucked up, and then my son's gonna come and fuck you up, and then we're gonna post it online, and I'm gonna show everybody, hey, look, these little bitch just got their ass whooped.
And you know what's so beast? There's various websites. My aunt is like a fucking private investigator, like straight up. Like she does this shit for fun. She finds people, she finds where they live, she finds their phone numbers. Like I'm gonna just tell my daughter, I'm gonna be like, yo, tell me their name. Get their first and last name, and that's it. I don't even need the school. Like there's those websites. Like you could go to Spokio, right? There's a website. Go to Spokio, put in your name, your address is there. You're like, what the fuck?
Yep.
And if you pay for the service, you learn everything about the person. Like for free, I could get your address off this bitch. Like,
Not only that, but your phone number as well,
your phone
email
number,
addresses.
who lives in the house with you?
Don't you have to use this as like? Don't you have to have a private detective license or
Nope.
something to use this? I feel like these have some
Nope.
kind of like terms of service for what you're using it for. That
Look at what
maybe.
the white pages are the same thing. You pay a fee, you could look anybody up in the
Right.
white pages.
But maybe Mateo's saying the use of it is like is an honor system. Like here's our terms of service. If we bag you using this for other reasons, we'll ban you. But still,
Whatever,
I could
I'll
use it.
grab
I
the
could use it
information
before
till
you
then.
ban me.
Facts.
So I'm just saying, like if the school ain't playing ball, I'm gonna figure out a way. All right, I'm not gonna have my kid just having their lives being ruined without people trying to help. Because a lot of times you go to teachers, a lot of times you go to the school and you try to resolve things through that way. And some schools are pretty good with it. Some schools are just like, we're just doing what we can do and shit like that. Like, I don't know. They don't do enough.
Hey, he's looking at the buttons. He wants to hit the buttons again.
Yeah,
No,
nobody
yeah.
picked that as a short. Nobody.
It was in Doughboy's fucking part in his section. He didn't pick it.
Well, we can look for it today.
Wow. All right.
It's passed. But I think that wraps it up here for the 1-Up today, fellas. I think some of it was funny. Some of it was, intriguing. And I still like the Oklahoma shit. I think that's a theme park that can really work. I really do.
Don't circumcise your kids.
No,
It's not that's what I got to say.
That's your opinion.
It is my opinion. My opinion is it's abuse.
All right. Well, to all the fans out there, if you haven't done so before, if you're new or coming back to us, hit that subscribe. Hit that subscribe button. What is this? What is this?
Look at Luca.
He's fine. He's fine. Hit that subscribe button. Hit the like button. Hit the bell to notify when we're dropping these hot vids. Hot vids. Pucho hates it, but I love it.
Hot vids.
Hot vids.
We're on IG. We're on Facebook. We're on Twitter. We're on TikTok. We're on Firecatcher. Fire. I'm just gonna keep botching that shit every time. Just share us. Tell your friends about us. We love you guys for the support. And like I always say, go 1-Up yourself.